All right, everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to our October 2nd board meeting. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Councilwoman Nutt.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Supervisor Wareheim.
Here.
Councilman McCarthy. Here. Councilwoman Miller.
Here.
Councilwoman Anzarello.
Here.
Councilman Loman.
Yeah. Okay, before we begin the agenda this afternoon, we're proud to recognize our Employee of the Month, public servant who stands out within the town of Smithtown. Once a month, we begin the town board meeting by honoring an employee whose dedication, talent, and character have made a meaningful impact on our community. Today, it is my privilege to recognize someone whose contributions go far beyond his official role. Adrian Calais, Network and Systems Administrator in our Information Technology Department. A 25-year town employee, Adrian exemplifies dedication, professionalism, and the true meaning of public service. His outstanding customer service, both technical and personal, sets a standard for excellence. Adrian's positive attitude, willingness to help, and commitment to mentoring new employees strengthens our team to ensure a brighter future for the town's workforce. I can attest to this personally, as every time I turn on a gadget and need help with my iPhone or Zoom conference, applications, whatever I need, Adrian is there within minutes. That's a fact, that's true. He's always in a great mood, always polite to my team, and in all honesty, he's just a good-hearted person. Known for his tireless availability 24 hours a day and 7 days a week, 365 days a year, Adrian ensures that town operations remain secure and uninterrupted. His collaborative spirit and whatever it takes approach embody Smithtown's core value of resident-first service. We're grateful for Adrian's contributions and proud to honor him as our Public Servant of Excellence of the Month. Adrian, congratulations. Thank you.
I have a little bit of wires hanging on.
Well deserved, congratulations.
I can't get my phone out of
Come on
this.
down.
It's true.
Oh, yeah.
We'll just do it right in front of the dais, quick, that's easier. So, Adrian, I'll move you right here. Ken, next to Adrian, Lisa next to Ken, wherever you want. Councilman, and then let's put Lynn, Tom, and Tom on this side over here, where it's in the room, wherever you want. All right. Get cozy, get nice and cozy, there you go. Very nice. I think this is like the best standing ovation yet, I don't know. Awesome, one more. Perfect, thank you.
And enjoy your certificate, because there's no money coming. Thank you, Adrian, congratulations.
I'll send you guys the pictures too.
It was a business, it was volunteer. Guys will take the nicest one.
Okay, we will continue, and we will start with, we have one site plan this afternoon, Mr. Trot.
Good afternoon, Supervisor, members of the Town Board. I'm Liam Trotta with the Planning Department, and I have one site plan to present this afternoon to the Board, acting as the Board of Site Plan Review. The application is named 769 Middle Country Road. The subject site is located on the northwest corner of Middle Country Road and Hobson Avenue in St. James. The zoning district is WSI. This is the former Empire Restaurant, And the site consists of the restaurant site and as well as the single-family residence to the north, so it's 2 tax parcels. The applicant is proposing to demolish the vacant restaurant and single-family dwelling and construct a new 8,750 square foot 2-story building for office and food retail use with a drive-through lane and associated site work. There will be a new curb cut proposed on Hobson Avenue to the north end of the site and a right-in, right-out only on Middle Country Road. This proposal has gone to the Board of Zoning Appeals for a couple of setback variances for the parking and the building. And this is a more zoomed-in version of the site plan and the building architecture.
Oh, nice.
It'll resemble that of the building that has Sweetwater's and the real estate agent just down the road. Very similar.
That's nice.
And a rendering of the building.
How much parking will there be?
There'll be 65 parking stalls, and it meets the requirement too.
Yeah.
No variances needed for that. The applicant has agreed to 8 conditions of site plan approval. The first condition is that the applicant obtain the applicable permits from the town building department, and that any proposed ground sign shall be a monument style with a 2-foot masonry base and shall not exceed an overall height of 8 feet. The second condition is that the applicant shall install a tree preservation fence around all trees to be preserved on site. The third condition is that the plans shall be reviewed and approved by the fire marshal prior to the issuance of a building permit. The fourth condition is that the applicant shall obtain a road opening and closing permit from the town highway department for a new curb cut and improvements along Hobson Avenue. The fifth condition is that the applicant shall obtain a highway work permit from the New York State Department of Transportation for a new curb cut and improvements along Middle Country Road. The snow strip and area between the road curb and the sidewalk shall be grass, and there's an existing utility pole at the southwest corner of the property that's unutilized that should be removed. The sixth condition is that updated building material samples shall be submitted to the planning department prior to the issuance of a building permit. The seventh condition is that the stormwater pollution prevention plan shall be maintained on-site for the duration of construction. And the last condition is that the site landscaping shall be modified at the discretion of the planning department. What we're asking for is additional buffer landscaping along the north property line to provide a bigger buffer if there's any gaps, to give more protection to the residents to the north. And we're asking for the street trees along Hobson and Middle Country Road to be spaced more evenly. And there's also a proposed transformer located in the front yard along Hobson. We're just asking that be screened with evergreen shrubs. That concludes my presentation. If the board has any questions.
Just one question.
Yep.
You say there's a drive-in, and then I just saw food retail. Is it takeout kind of a place?
There's no tenant proposed yet, but there is going to be a drive-through window located on the west side of the building. So you can see that there'll be a drive-through lane, and then just outside of that, there will be a bypass lane for any vehicles that aren't waiting for food to
So
go through.
Jericho Turnpike, the narrow part of the building will be facing Jericho, and then it'll go deep towards the Hobson to Woodlawn? Is that, I was looking at the retail part of it, if you can go back there.
To the front of the building? Yep.
Back.
This one?
There.
Yep.
Is that going to be facing Jericho?
This will be facing, Middle Country Road, yep.
Gee, no, I thought that Chinese restaurant looks much better.
Gee.
Would you like to compare?
No,
Yeah, I don't think so.
I clearly disagree.
you don't like that? Every time I ride past it.
That will
Thank
be a
you.
major improvement.
Thank you, Liam.
Yep.
The house to the rear, on the north side, the applicant has purchased that?
Correct, yes.
It is,
They acquired that property, yep.
Okay, very good. Any other questions by the board?
No, sir.
No.
Okay, site plan will be voted on at the conclusion of the agenda.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Mr. Trotter. We will move to the agenda. Deputy Clerk?
What's this?
Correspondence, Parade Run Walk, Kings Park High School 5K, November 15, 2025, from 8:30 a.m. until approximately 10 a.m., with a rain date of November 23rd, 2025. 4 public hearings today. The first is to consider zone change petition 2025A as submitted by Cosentino Realty Comac.
Good afternoon, Mr. Supervisor, members of the board. I am Tom Filizzola of Civil Insights. My office is at 83 Loop Drive in Sayville. We are the civil engineers for the project, and we've prepared the documents that are before you. The applicant is seeking permission from the board to increase the allowable gross floor area of the regional shopping center by 26,636 square feet. This represents approximately 5% increase. The basis of the request is to build 2 new buildings and to hold in reserve 17,874 square feet for a possible future expansion to the Costco warehouse. The proposed buildings at this time, the increase would be 2 buildings. The first building would be 26,990 square feet of retail space for Marshall's retail store. This would be built just north of the existing Marshall's store and south of the HomeSense. The second building is a satellite building in the southerly portion of the site, the outer portions of the parking lot for Costco. This building would be 4,950 square feet. And as I mentioned before, the 17,874 square feet would be for a future building. There are no immediate plans at this time. Not a future building, an expansion to the existing building, I'm sorry. It should be noted that these buildings will be constructed in the existing parking field, so there will be some loss of parking stalls. This would create a parking deficit, and that will be the subject of a variance that will be considered by the Zoning Board of Appeals later this month. And incidentally, a front yard variance as well for the satellite building. So in conclusion, the proposed buildings and their associated uses are fitting with the character of the center. Furthermore, they meet with the intent of the town's comprehensive plan. We believe this application represents a positive change for the site, and we respectfully request your approval. If you have any questions, please ask. Otherwise, thank you for your time and consideration.
Questions by the board?
Marshall's is going to be bigger?
It's going to be
It-
27,000 square
So-
feet, separate building all by itself.
So the Marshall's that's there now is not going to be there, there's going to be a separate building?
That's correct. Be new.
Any other
Thank you.
questions?
No, thank you.
Anyone in the audience wish to be heard on this public hearing? Your comments will be specific to this public hearing, and you have 3 minutes.
Well, they are, but they establish a pattern. But anyway, good afternoon, Supervisor Werheim, member of the town board. My name is Shalat Pascucci, and I am a resident of Kings Park. I love this town, neighbors look out for each other, and small businesses still greet you by name. And because I love it, I support the revitalization done right, strong main streets, clean water, safe roads, and housing choices that fit to scale and character. What worries me is not the development itself, it's the reckless, cumulative overdevelopment that moves.
Excuse me.
It's related.
Excuse me.
It's related.
Excuse me. Well, so
It's
far it
related.
has not been. It's, your comments are for this public hearing only.
And I'm getting to it.
Okay, well,
I'm getting
then
to
I
it.
would ask you to get to the point.
Okay. Reckless, cumulative overdevelopment that moves faster than the public can weigh in and faster than our infrastructure can bear. Today's item, 2944, the Costantino zone change request to expand the maximum floor area of the Comax site is another step in a larger pattern. The pattern is that overdevelopment continues regardless of community input and community desires. Costantino contributed $1,500 to Mr. Werheim's campaign.
Excuse me,
It's a-
excuse me.
I'm going
Look,
through.
Ms. Pascucci, excuse me, look,
You're not
you
following the
can,
rules.
you can go up there
I'm
and
not
politic all you want, that's not
I'm
what
not
this is.
politicking.
Yes, you are.
I'm not
You
politicking.
just brought up contributions, have nothing to do with it. Speak to
It
the issue of
does.
this public hearing
Okay.
or do
So
not.
I'll remove the amount.
I
will
would
remove
ask
the
you to
com-
please do that.
I will remove.
That's not
okay.
what these board meetings are about.
You haven't let me
If you want to
finish.
be an elected
want a
official, you
campaign,
need to
go
learn to
outside.
follow
I'm not
the
here,
rules.
I am
Yes,
not
you
here
are.
as an elected
Yes, you are.
official. I am
You're
here.
campaigning here.
I am not campaigning.
Yes, you are.
If you speak to the many residents who agree
Yes,
with
not
me
what the
about the
topic is.
overdevelopment, it
Finish
is.
up-
You're
finish up-
campaigning.
trying, I'm not.
You're campaigning
You're
your
trying,
podium.
he's asking for a zone change.
And
as
you're gonna
many,
speak
many,
to the
many
public
developments.
hearing and we'll take it under
And,
consideration.
and I'm speaking to the
Well,
zone
you're
change.
almost finished, so
It's a
continue.
pattern. of-
Continue.
It's a pattern. He contributes You do a free concert. He's here for a zone change. That's not a pattern. That's not connecting the dots.
No.
This is on behalf of the community. I'm not speaking as anybody other than many, 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 many residents who I've spoken to. This is not in an isolated incident. You have done the
just
same
keep
thing.
campaigning.
You have done the same thing with the 288 development in Beechwood, granting zone changes for
That has
that.
nothing to do with this application.
It's a pattern.
There is no pattern.
It-
It's a
There is
pattern
a
in your
pattern.
mind.
The 288 unit in Kings Park that you want to double the zoning, which will allow not 288 units, but 500 units.
Time is up.
How
Time is
about
up.
in
You're
BJ's
finished.
parking
Thank you
lot?
very much.
Time is
Thank
up.
you for your
You
comments.
interrupted
Your
me, so
3
I should
minutes-
have
your
my
3
time
minutes-
back.
Your
The
3
two-
minutes
the
are up.
BJ's
You should
parking
have
lot,
spoken about
the
what-
46 unit on a
Your
half
3
acre.
minutes are up, ma'am. Your 3 minutes are up, ma'am. Your 3 minutes are up. Your 3 minutes are up. Your 3 minutes are
Remove her
up.
from the
Go.
podium.
Can you please remove her?
Whole class
Yeah.
have my hand out.
Bye.
Your 3 minutes are up.
Yeah, because I argue, I get thrown out, because I said.
Because you didn't follow the
I
rules.
get thrown out.
And how could you be an elected official if you can't follow rules?
Where's David? They're not elected, I'm not an elected official. I'm speaking.
We know the plan.
Can I,
I'm not disrupting, I'm saying something you don't want.
My husband's a
You're
cop.
done.
That's great.
That's everybody here, who just agreed with me. I'll leave. I have my point across.
No, you really didn't. You
really
just taught us that you can't follow rules.
Yeah, I think I did.
could I leave you with this, ma'am? Since we let you speak for 3 minutes?
You didn't let me.
No, no, I'm gonna leave you, I will leave you with this comment.
You did not let me.
I'm gonna leave you with this
You
comment.
interrupted me.
No, she doesn't wanna hear it.
I do.
Just for the record, she's running for a county legislative seat. She has absolutely zero authority in her office she's running for to address any local issues. None. She should be concentrating on county issues. That isn't sitting in this boardroom. So the audience understands, absolutely no jurisdiction on anything she said about a local level. She's running for county legislative seat in LD 12. She should be over in the county legislature talking about county issues.
Exactly. Nothing she spoke about today is on legislative level.
Doesn't make any difference.
Change is coming, Diane.
Sorry about that, folks, but it happens. Is there anyone else who should be heard on this public hearing? That being said, I'll move to close.
Councilman Lohman? Yes. Councilwoman Inzarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noak?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Warehouse?
Yes.
Second public hearing is to consider amendments to Chapter 322 of the Town Code entitled Mixed Use Buildings in regards to the Hauppauge Industrial Park Overlay District.
Good afternoon, Supervisor and members of the Town Board. My name is Peter Hans. I'm the Planning Director for the Town of Smithtown. The amendment that we have before the Board today is a modification of our mixed-use ordinance, which permits accessory residential units within the Hauppauge Industrial Park Overlay District. What we're asking the Board to consider is basically a slight modification of the existing code, and you can see those stricken out from the proposal. It basically is requirement number 2. The current code allows for approximately 13 sites throughout the industrial park, the potential to have accessory units. What we're doing is we're removing the interior portions of the park where we felt that the residential units are not appropriate. So basically, it'll only be allowed along if it has frontage on Motor Parkway. Let me see, sorry. To put it better, what you see in yellow, those are the sites that are going to be removed from having the ability. If you look at some of those sites, they're surrounded by pharmaceutical companies, distribution warehouses, and they just aren't as appropriate as along the Motor Parkway frontage where you find restaurants and other uses that are more desirable. So this will take it from 13 sites down to 6 unless developers assemble properties. That's all that I really have for the presentation. We've spoke for a couple of years about doing these modifications. If the board has any questions.
No.
These, what we're changing, Mr. Hans, is, so it's clear for the audience as well, is we're actually moving these 7+ acre sites along Motor Parkway and taking them out of the interior.
We're keeping the same minimum acreage. What we're doing is we're removing the potential from those sites shown in yellow
In yellow.
that are in the interior of the industrial park.
Okay, thank you. Any questions by the board?
No.
Anyone in the audience wish to be heard on this public hearing? There being none, move to close.
Thank you.
Councilman Lohman? Yes. Councilwoman Israelo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Wareheim?
Yes.
The third public hearing is to consider the proposed extension of the Smithtown Water District boundary and water main extension for Oakside Drive and Landing Avenue in Smithtown.
Supervisor and town council members, as the deputy town clerk just mentioned, this public hearing is being held to consider the proposed extension of the Smithtown Water District and the construction of water mains consisting of two separate boundary extension locations, one along Oakside Drive, one along Landing Avenue, to extend water distribution facilities to provide parcels with private wells the option to connect to the public water supply. And as you can see from the diagrams, can you go back one? This is the green dotted line indicates the extensions that are going to be made to connect to the existing system on Oakside Drive. Next slide. These, as a Landing Avenue is a smaller project, but it's still going to connect to the existing water system to add parcels that were just excluded over the years. Next slide. These are the indicated in the blue border. Those are the parcels that are going to now have public water available to them on Oakside. And the next slide. And these are the parcels that are going to be proposed to be included now in the Smithtown Water District along Landing Avenue. In total, the Oakside Drive extension will add 25 parcels. The Landing Avenue extension will add 9 parcels. A detailed list of the parcels as well as the plan for the extension is available in the town clerk's office if anyone's interested in seeing any more detailed version of what I'm presenting today. The water improvement is going to be financed by the issuance of bonds in the amount of $1.667 million. That's going to be assessed upon the lots and lands that are currently in the entire water district. And that amount will be reduced by any federal, state, or county grants that we receive for the project. Does the board have any questions?
Questions by the board? Anyone in the audience wish to be heard on this public hearing? There being none, move to close.
Second. Councilman Lohman? Yes. Councilwoman Israelo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Wareheim?
Yes.
The fourth public hearing is to consider the town's entry onto certain real property located at 306 3rd Avenue, St. James, as per the recommendation of the Smithtown Chief Building Inspector and the town attorney.
Good afternoon, Mr. Supervisor, members of the town board. My name is Martin Simon. I'm one of the assistant town attorneys here at the town of Smithtown. The purpose of today's public hearing is for the board to determine whether or not the town should remove, demolish, and/or remediate the structure at 306 3rd Avenue, St. James. This structure was deemed unsafe and uninhabitable by our town building director on September 12th of this year. The town took a step with regard to this property that I believe the town hasn't taken in 25 years or more. On September 10th, our office made application to the Honorable Paul D'Amato of the 4th District Court for an administrative search warrant, and that warrant was to allow our town building director to enter the premises and document the potentially life-threatening situation and/or conditions within the structure. Thankfully, the search warrant was executed without incident on September 12th Our building director, Joseph Lorifus, was able to gain access to the house, and Mr. Lorifus did document all of the conditions within the house. What we thought would be a good idea for the record, for the board, and for the public was to get those photos that Mr. Lorifus took on this screen in the public for everybody to see. Unfortunately for us and for the property owner himself and his 2 adult sons, it was worse than we ever imagined. So what I would like to do is have our building director, Mr. Lorifus, come up and kind of take the board and the public through the photos and what he found on September 12th. Mr. Lorifus?
Good afternoon, Supervisor and members of the Town Board. My name is Joseph Lorifus, Chief Building Inspector with the Town of Smithtown Building Department. On September 12th, 2025, with the assistance of the Town of Smithtown Department of Public Safety and some Suffolk County agencies, I was able to gain access to the one-story single-family dwelling that is located in the hamlet of St. James. The purpose was to verify the actual present conditions of the unsafe conditions. So upon entry to the side entrance door, the first room entered is the kitchen, as you will see in images labeled 1 and 2. There is scattered and stacked trash with mold visible on walls, appliances, and cabinetry. The next room inspected is the bathroom. As you will see in pictured images of 3, 4, 5, and 6, there is mold on all plumbing fixtures, walls, and ceiling. Pictured in image number 7 is the dining room, and there you can see mold on the wall, ceiling, and light fixture. There is also drywall actually peeling due to the rainwater that was coming into the dwelling. As we move on to the images of 8 and 9 showing the rear sleeping areas, here we can see mold on the walls, ceilings, shades, and blinds. The drywall is also peeling away because of the rainwater that was entering in that part of the dwelling. As we enter the living area, pictured in image number 10, the mold on the walls and ceiling is prevalent. Also pictured are stacked storage items that are blocking the path of entry or exit from the front door. Now, as we enter the bedroom located in the southeast corner of the dwelling, see images 11, 12, and 13. Due to the years of rainwater and outside elements entering into the interior structure, the water-damaged dwelling has sustained severe structural damage to the exterior walls, ceilings, and roof structure. As pictured in these images, the exterior front wall has sustained rot and decay over time, allowing the structural roof rafters to collapse downward into the dwelling. At this time, there is still no protection to prevent any imminent roof collapse. The exterior front wall and roof is still completely open to the outside conditions. As shown in the remaining images, on September 12, 2025, the dwelling was posted with an unsafe condition placard. The electric supply was terminated by PSE&G, and the unsafe dwelling was boarded and made secure. In my opinion, due to the structural deficiencies, unsanitary conditions, and the lack of life safety devices, occupancy of this dwelling is prohibited. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Rose. Question by the board. Anyone in the audience wish to be heard on this public hearing? Sir, you have 3 minutes to make your statement.
I am Carl Walls, owner of 306 3rd Avenue, St. James. 3 weeks ago on a Friday, my home was condemned because of repairs not made in a timely manner. Upon exiting my home of over 50 years, I was confronted with a dozen uniformed officers who had blocked all adjoining streets. We had more enforcement there than you would for an ICE or a drug bust. I was not allowed to re-enter my home for any medications, clothes, or equipment needed for employment of my limited income. No useful suggestions were made for any housing or any places to reside. This does not surprise me, from the only town regionally who give no help to residents, cooling centers and heat waves, or safe shelter during hurricanes. I've been forced to reside in what I can find with roaches, rodents, and white mold like a blizzard, and floors with uncleanliness causing a serious footstaph infection, all because the town is supposedly concerned about my health. Having circular problems and aggressive stage 5 cancer, I don't know how much more of the town's concern for my health that I can take. The head building inspector is the only one who has offered some hope of assistance in rectifying my situation. I have not been able to contact any officials with answers up to this time. This situation arises from my neighbor who has a vendetta against me since my arrival 15 years ago. This is also evidenced by his myriad of unfounded police and fire department claims. He has enlisted the town attorney's office to assist him in the ultimate goal of my removal, with complaints which also exist with a multitude of other homes in my neighborhood which nothing has been done. I have been unable to ascertain what will be required and why this is required for what should be a normal maintenance issue. It seems to be a deliberate effort to drain my meager resources with $1,000 weekly housing, if you can find it, and no manageable food expenses. Thank you.
Anyone else in the audience wish to be heard on this public hearing?
Mr. Supervisor, members of the town board, if I could just respond to one thing that Mr. Walls said. At the time we executed the warrant and removed the Wallses from the property, or from the, strike that, from the structure, the town did contact Suffolk County Department of Adult Protective Services. They did come to the scene, and allegedly, the Walls family income is too high to qualify for emergency housing assistance. Just, I wanted to put that on the record so the board was clear on that point.
Mr. Simons, isn't it true that the town, we had offered to connect the Wallses with Suffolk County for a grant, for which the same thing came about, where they had too much money and they were not eligible for a grant?
Yes, Councilman, we had dealt with Kelly Brown in our Planning and Community Development Department, and we had put her in contact with the Wallses. This was probably about 8 months ago, and the answer was the same. The family income was too high. I'd also like the board to know, I've been dealing with Mr. Walls in district court for multiple property maintenance and building department or building code issues since about 2019, and I can tell this board that I essentially begged Mr. Walls to fix the house for his own good and for the good of the community, and here we are today. That's all I have for the presentation.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to be heard?
Can I make a comment?
Nope. Your time is up, Mr. Walls. You have 3 minutes to complete your statement.
I wasn't going to, this is Carl Walsh Jr. I also reside at 306 3rd Avenue. The day of the search warrant, we were taken out of our house, held for about 3 hours, and then the police department took me personally to social services. I asked, where am I staying tonight? And I thought they said, you're going to a hotel. No, they dropped me off at social services. I got there and I knew exactly what was going to happen, that we made too much money. And then I waited for my father. Since the 3 of us are over 22 years old, three people in the house, they all have to apply for social services separately. Therefore, we might not even be with my father, and we're the primary caregiver. I take care of his leg. I make sure he gets his medicine. So the 3 of us might not even be there. So social services will do us no good. And nobody in the public safety office or Suffolk County PA has any idea about that. Also, later on, we also found that I could be in Huntington, my father could be in Islip, whatever. We also found out later, the next day, from a person that went through social services, they take 85% of your income. So how the hell are we supposed to fix up the house and live in a hotel or somewhere the social services give us? The day I was there, when I walked out, there was an African-American woman in tears in tears. She pays $5,000 a month in housing. That's more than a damn apartment or house rent. So don't tell me that Suffolk County is doing any favors for anybody in this town or anywhere on this island. Illegal immigrants get better treatment than we do. And tenants have more rights than we do. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else wish to be heard on this public hearing?
My name is Tim Waltz, 306 3rd Avenue. I resigned. That's my brother. We were trying to fix up the house, okay? Neighbor keeps calling. Fire, had our chimney, wood stove. Keeps calling. You guys don't go over to his house and do anything with him. This is a neighbor across the street, and Joe knows it and everything. And there has been numerous reports to your public safety investigative department. Nothing's been done. He just put, we were trying to fix up the house and that, and he calls us on everything. They tried to remove my father twice out of the house. The second time, they lied and told social service that we beat my father up. His wife works for the New York State Health Department as a regional person on Long Island here. That's not right. They are using their powers, lying with their powers against us. And it's been going on since July of 2006, 19 years already with him. He keeps calling, fire pit in the backyard. Your public safety marshals show up. They go to him. Smoke up on Lake Avenue. Now his calls, all because of him. And you guys have to turn around and do something to him as of today with his building in the backyard, no building permit, no curb cut permit, no paving close to the south property line, the fence. The hedges are 4 foot high, actually 8 foot high on the corner, and that because there's a stop sign, that's why. He just redid his side stoop, his back door, no permit for the structure, changing the structure as a side door coming out into the backyard. That you should have needed a building permit for, and an architect taking a door out and changing the situation of the house, design of the house, because it was our cousin who used to live in the house way before it was sold in 1995.
Okay, is there anyone else wish to be heard on this public hearing? There being none, I move to close.
Second. Councilman Lohman? Yes. Councilwoman Inzarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Wilhite?
Yes.
Advertise for public hearing, authorize the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to be held at the Smithtown Town Hall, Victor Telis Boardroom, on Thursday, October 23rd, 2025, at 2 p.m. to consider proposed local law 13-2025 entitled "A Local Law to Override the 2026 Tax Cap."
Councilman Lohman? Yes. Councilwoman Inzarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Wilhite?
Yes. Deputy Clerk, you can continue with the agenda. At the completion of the agenda, I will have the clerk present the budget.
For consent agenda, there's minutes approval, September 18, 2025, and comptroller items 1 through 15, and 1 comptroller resolution.
Anyone on the board wish to remove any resolutions from the consent agenda?
No.
Mr. Clerk?
Councilman Lohman? Yes. Councilwoman Inzarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy? Yes. Supervisor Wilhite?
Yes.
Town Board to issue a secret negative declaration in the matter of the application for site plan approval by Frank Menino for 769 Middle Country Road, for the reasons stated in a memorandum from David A. Barnes, Environmental Protection Director, dated September 26, 2025. And in the matter of the application for MLC Holdings, LLC, BZA case 18970, Kings Park for the reasons as stated in a memorandum from David A. Barnes, Environmental Protection Director, dated September 30th, 2025.
Councilman Loman? Yes. Councilwoman Anzarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Lehan?
Yes.
Town Board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for bid 25092, recycling of electronic waste, bid 25094, demolition of unsafe structure at 306 3rd Avenue, St. James, and bid 25096, annual contract for office cleaning services.
Councilman Loman? Yes. Councilwoman Anzarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Lehan?
Yes.
Town Board to award bid 25088, construct paver walkway at Survivors Park to Laser Industries, and to further authorize the supervisor to sign an agreement on a form approved by the town attorney. And bid 25083, the demolition of an unsafe structure at 20 Dawson Avenue, Kings Park, to Rayco Restoration and Construction, and to further authorize the supervisor to sign an agreement on a form approved by the town attorney. Said agreement is conditional upon successful registration with the New York State Department of Labor within 10 business days.
Councilman Loman? Yes. Councilwoman Anzarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Lehan?
Yes.
Town Board to approve the purchase of Proofpoint email threat protection and encryption services from SHI Government Solutions. Extension of bid 25025 for bearings, sprockets, chains, etc. with Lakel equipment. Rescind Resolution 2025-417, authorizing the Highway Superintendent to sign a memorandum of understanding between the Town of Smithtown and the New York State DOT regarding snow and ice control at New York State Route 25A, approved at the April 24, 2025 Town Board meeting. The Highway Department Road Program Amendment to add Franklin Street, Monroe Street, and Ketchum Avenue in Smithtown. Change order number 1 to the agreement with Laser Industries for sports fields at Charles P. Toner Park. Extension of agreement with L.K. McLean Associates dated October 25, 2023, to provide services to the Department of Environment and Waterways for the Municipal Services Facility Phase 1, cells 1 through 5 landfill settlement survey for the 2026 reporting year. Accept a donation on behalf of the animal shelter from the Beagleback family. Extension of bid 24059 for screened sand with Watrall Brothers. Extension of bid 23069 hazardous household waste disposal program with Radiac Environmental Services. Purchase of network hardware from SHI International Corp. Extension of bid 25005 for polyethylene black bags to Interborough Packaging Corp. AMA and Associates Corp. representatives Brett Scher and Anthony Cavallaro to appear at Town Hall to provide information to interested employees under a hold harmless agreement form approved by the town attorney. Adopt Local Law 7-2025, previously heard as proposed Local Law 11-2025. Amendments to Chapter 112 of the Town Code entitled Building Construction as it relates to OSHA safety requirements pursuant to public hearing held on September 9th, 2025, SECRA Type 2 action and recommendation of the town attorney, and reschedule the time and location of the November 20th, 2025 Town Board meeting from 2 p.m. at the Victor T. Liss Town Board Room in Town Hall to 7 p.m. at the Eugene A. Canataro Senior Citizen Center in Smithtown.
Councilman Loman? Yes. Councilwoman Anzarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Lehan?
Yes.
Town Board to issue a written consistency determination pursuant to Chapter 151 of the Town Code that Coastal Consistency Review 2025-12 Anity and Stephen Bonacera is consistent with the LWRP with conditions as stated in the September 29, 2025 memorandum from the planning director. And the town board to issue a written consistency determination pursuant to Chapter 151 of the Town Code that Coastal Consistency Review 2024-04 Night Lane Stormwater Outfall Repair is consistent with the LWRP with conditions as stated in the September 30th, 2025 memorandum from the planning director.
Councilman Loman? Yes. Councilwoman Inzarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Wareheim?
Yes.
Town board to approve settlement, Tara C. Sarkey versus the town of Smithtown.
Councilman Loman? Yes. Councilwoman Inzarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Wareheim?
Yes.
Personnel items A through E as they appear on the agenda.
Councilman Loman? Yes. Councilwoman Inzarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Wareheim?
Yes. We have one site plan to vote on this afternoon.
The site plan is minutes approval, September 18, 2025, and conditionally approved site plan for 769 Middle Country Road, Menino, as presented today by Liam Trotta.
Councilman Loman? Yes. Councilwoman Inzarello?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Wareheim?
Yes, that concludes our agenda. Before we move to the public portion, I would ask the clerk to please distribute the tentative 2026 budget to the town council. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Okay, we move to the public portion. We have speakers, I assume? Okay, before we start, public participation is subject to the rules of decorum, which you have on your speaker cards as per Town Code Section 76.7. The public portion is for town-related matters only. Any unsubstantiated, unverified, or material false information will be interrupted. The 3-minute rule will be strictly enforced. When you hear the tone, you have 1 minute to complete your statement. Thank you.
Jared Berenger.
Good afternoon, Supervisor Wareheim, esteemed council members. First, I want to thank you all for your service to this town, country, and the communities you represented. My name is Jared Berenger, and I proudly called Smithtown my home for the past 7 years. Although I am fairly new to Smithtown, my family's roots here run deep. My wife's family has owned and operated a local family restaurant that has served this community for over 45 years. She and her 2 siblings all graduated from Smithtown West. We also have 2 daughters, one of which has started at Akamsett Elementary. I share this because Smithtown is more than just a place we live, it's a part of who we are. We all grew up playing multiple sports and spending countless hours outside of local playgrounds, and I believe it should be a foundation of all children. That's why I'm here today to advocate for something that our community, and particularly Smithtown Hamlet, is long overdue for. A inclusive destination playground that fosters connection, encourages outdoor play, and reflects the welcoming, vibrant spirit of Smithtown. Smithtown's rich history, from its agricultural roots to the legend of Whisper the Bull, should be shared with our children. Imagine a playground where kids not only play, but also discover our heritage through theme structures and storytelling panels. Currently, Smithtown Hamlet lacks a fully inclusive playground. Equipment like handicap-accessible swings and ramps, sensory areas, and braille panels are necessities of a play space. We have the opportunity to create a space where every child, regardless of ability, can play side by side, fostering understanding, empathy, and lasting friendships. While all of my previous points are essential to the fabric of this playground idea, I know funding is key. A typical inclusive destination playground can cost between $750,000 and $1.5 million, but will generate a projected community ROI of up to 4 to 1 based on the data of the economic impact of local parks. Visitors often spend $10 to $20 at local establishments per visit, and this number usually only increases for inclusive parks. I believe the mixed funding approach of public funds, grants, and private donations would be realistic for a town like Smithtown. I'd like to build on Supervisor Wareheim's vision that he had for Hoyt Farm, creating parks that foster community, collaboration, and celebration. Let's bring an inclusive, heritage-inspired destination playground in Smithtown Hamlet. I'm ready to work with local organizations like the Parks and Planning departments and the Historical Society, along with our neighbors, to make it happen. Thank you for taking the time to consider my proposal. I gave you guys some pamphlets with some of that economic data in there. I also worked with a local company that the town of Smithtown has already worked with to provide some of the structures in our playgrounds.
Manager, thank you very much. Very interesting.
Thank you all.
What I would like you to do is, after the meeting come up, I'd like you to give my office a call so I can set up meetings with our planning staff, park staff, and explore this. It's a very interesting idea.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
all. Yes. So I had a graphic designer who's also a Smithtown alum make this one. So
Thank you very much.
thank you all.
Good job.
Kathy Siaka.
Good afternoon, Supervisor and Town Board meeting members. I don't know if you remember, but I did meet the supervisor and some of you over at Tona Park about a month ago. You were looking at the sports field, and we were playing pickleballs. We had a little conversation and about the condition of the park, and you had suggested that I send an email, which I did, and to, I believe, come to the meeting to discuss. So what they had done was there were 2 tennis courts. They took 1 tennis court and made it into 4 pickleball courts, and they didn't do it correctly. So fortunately, the paint all peeled in the back, and they had to come back and they repainted it and they fixed it a little bit, but it's still, there's cracks all over, the water puddles, they're too close together, and a lot of people at this point are playing pickleball. So what we would like to see done is take the other tennis court, redo the whole surface, and don't convert it into 4 courts, but make the whole thing only 6 courts. So it gives us enough room between, because right now there's not enough room. People are going into each other, the balls are going on the different courts. It's just really not conducive to the way it should be. So I believe you had suggested that it would become into consideration at the budget meeting. So that's why I'm here. So I hope you take that into consideration.
So, the capital budget is not completed as of yet. We just, as you've seen, distributed the operating budget for '26, but I can tell you, it is listed, your request, because I was there
Yes.
with some of the board members.
Yes.
The request is listed in the
Okay.
'26 capital program, so my hope is that we'll be able to get over there and do some of that work.
Perfect. I just asked, maybe don't use the same contractor. And maybe consult people that play so they can kind of work with you.
Well, we'll make sure
Okay.
that Mr. Arico meets up with
Yes.
you folks.
Yes.
Before we start, the contractor, I don't know who that was, but they'll generally go out to bid, so
Okay.
we'll keep an eye on that as well.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
No more speakers.
Okay, that concludes our meeting for today. Before I close, the folks that are here, this is about important business. I want to apologize for the outburst of those folks that were here before. I will tell you publicly, they're running for office. That's what that was all about. She did not adhere to the public hearing. And I want to reiterate, that particular lady is running for a county seat, has no jurisdiction over what we do in the town of Smithtown. So on behalf of myself and the board, we apologize. That's not how we prefer to run our meetings. And with that, I wish you all a great afternoon, and I'll move to close.
Second. Supervisor Wareheim.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Councilwoman Miller.
Yes.
Councilwoman Zarello.
Yes.
Councilman Lowen. Yes.
Okay, everyone have a great day.